A Roblox game once managed to get completely innocent players banned. Not because they were exploiting, not because they were cheating. They would literally just join the game, and shortly afterwards Roblox would punish their accounts. For a while, people genuinely thought Roblox had been hacked. But this wasn't some creepy Roblox myth somebody made up. It actually happened. And somehow, this wasn't even the strangest mystery Roblox has ever had, because throughout Roblox's history, players have encountered mysterious hackers and events that still don't have a completely satisfying explanation. So today, I'm going to investigate some of Roblox's darkest mysteries and figure out what was actually real. Let's start with the one that sounds the most impossible. Crosswoods. In 2022, players started warning each other about a Roblox game that could supposedly get you banned just for playing it. At first, it sounded like the kind of rumor you'd expect to find in some random Roblox Discord server. Don't join this game, it'll get you banned. Someone sent me the link and I got terminated. And honestly, most people assumed it was fake. Until people started posting actual evidence. The game was abusing weaknesses in Roblox's moderation systems. Basically, the game could manipulate what players were doing in a way that caused Roblox's automated moderation to detect rule-breaking content associated with their accounts. And because automated moderation doesn't exactly stop and ask, hey, did this player actually mean to do that? It could simply punish the account. People started warning their friends not to accept random game invites, and suddenly the old Roblox fear of don't join the wrong game wasn't just a creepy story anymore. There was an actual reason to be careful. Crosswoods was eventually removed and Roblox addressed the underlying issues, but the story didn't completely disappear. Other experiences later attempted different ways of abusing Roblox's moderation systems, so this mystery has a pretty clear answer. Crosswoods was real. And honestly, if this was the only weird thing that ever happened on Roblox, this video would already be pretty interesting, but it isn't. Because years before Crosswoods, Roblox players were already terrified of another name. A name that became known as one of Roblox's most famous hackers. 1x1x1x1. If you've been around Roblox for long enough, you've probably heard this name. For years, players described him as one of the most dangerous hackers on Roblox, and the stories were ridiculous. He could apparently enter any game, destroy servers, ban players, and some people even believed if you encountered him, your account was basically doomed. But here's the strange part. The account actually existed, and it wasn't created by some random hacker. The original 1x account was created by John Doe, one of Roblox's most recognizable early employees. The character was also connected to Roblox's own strange early lore. So, in other words, this mysterious evil hacker wasn't originally some secret person hiding inside Roblox. He was part of Roblox's own weird lore, but obviously the community took that idea and absolutely ran with it. Players started connecting random glitches, exploits, and weird events to him. A game crashed, he did it. Someone's account disappeared, he was responsible. A random hacker appeared, you already know where this is going. Eventually, the story became so famous that people genuinely couldn't separate the fictional hacker from the real account. And that's what makes 1x1 so interesting, because the account was real, the lore was real, but the idea that he was secretly going around Roblox hacking everyone, that was largely the legend. And there's actually an even stranger part to this story, because at one point, the actual account was compromised. Its username was changed for an exploit, and the account was eventually terminated, before later being reinstated. So technically, he really was hacked, just not in the way the myth claimed. And if one legendary Roblox hacker wasn't enough, there was another group that wasn't just a myth. They actually hacked Roblox games. Their name was Tubers93. Unlike 1x1x1x1, Tubers93 wasn't a fictional hacker character. It was a group associated with actual attacks against Roblox games. And their story gets genuinely strange. The group became known for compromising games because in 2020, players encountered strange incidents involving the game. Players were redirected to another experience, messages appeared, and things happened that definitely weren't supposed to happen in a Roblox server. According to community documentation, Tubers93 was also connected to incidents involving other popular experiences and Roblox related accounts. And this is where the story gets confusing, because once players realized someone could really compromise popular games, every strange event suddenly had a possible explanation. A game crashed, probably Tubers93. 3, a game suddenly stopped working? You guessed it. But there's one thing that separated Tubers93 from John Doe in one times. There was evidence. There were actually real incidents, real games, and real damage. Which raises a much more interesting question. How many other Roblox myths were actually based on real events? Because there's one story that sounds completely ridiculous until you actually look into what happened. In 2017, Roblox players became obsessed with one date, March 18th. The reason? John Doe. The theory was that an old Roblox account named John Doe was going to return on March 18th and hack Roblox. Some versions of the story claimed he would steal accounts, others said he would delete games, and some went even further claiming Roblox itself would be destroyed. And somehow people actually believed this. YouTube was flooded with countdown. John Doe is coming. Roblox will be hacked. Do not play Roblox on March 18th. And thousands of players genuinely thought something was going to happen. But here's the thing. John Doe was not some mysterious hacker. The account was an old Roblox test account, and there was no evidence that it was preparing to attack Roblox. The date itself came from internet rumors that snowballed until they basically became a community fact. Then March 18th arrived and nothing happened. Roblox didn't disappear. Players were not mass hacked. The supposed hacker never launched an attack. The entire event was basically a massive internet panic, but honestly that's what makes the story so interesting. John Doe didn't become famous because he was dangerous. He became famous because people believed he was dangerous. And that's a recurring pattern throughout Roblox history. A strange account appears, someone creates a story around it, someone else makes a YouTube video, then another person repeats it, and eventually nobody remembers where the original story came from. But John Doe wasn't the only hacker to become famous this way. There was another character who would become one of Roblox's most recognizable myths. And unlike John Doe, this one didn't even need a normal username. Guest666. Before Roblox removed the guest system, millions of players could play without creating an account. Guests were everywhere. They were normal and they were harmless. And honestly, that's exactly what made them perfect for a horror story. Eventually, a legend appeared. Guest666. According to the stories, Guest666 wasn't a normal guest. He was supposedly a mysterious player who could enter games, manipulate servers, and do things normal players couldn't. Videos showed him mainly exploiting in games, and people even created whole movies about him. But here's the important part. There was never convincing evidence that Guest666 was actually some special Roblox account. The character was essentially Roblox folklore. Someone took the anonymous guest character, gave it a creepy name, and built an entire story around it. And honestly, that's probably why the myth lasted so long, because Roblox used to feel different when you didn't know how every system worked, and when information wasn't instantly available, anything seemed possible. After looking through all of these stories, there's something pretty interesting about Roblox myths. Most of them aren't completely true, but they're rarely completely random either. Crosswoods was real, Tubers93 was real, One Times was a real account surrounded by fictional stories, John Doe was real, but the hacking story wasn't, and Guest666 basically folklore. And that's what makes Roblox so interesting. The platform is built almost entirely around things created by its own community. Games, characters, groups, stories, even myths. So when something strange happens, it doesn't take long before somebody turns it into a legend. And sometimes, the legend becomes more famous than the event that created it. Maybe that's why Roblox has accumulated so many mysteries over the years. Not because the platform is secretly haunted, and definitely not because every random player named John is secretly trying to hack you, but because millions of players have spent almost 2 decades creating stories together. And somewhere out there are probably still Roblox mysteries that nobody has solved yet. Because if Roblox has taught us anything, it's that the weirdest stories aren't always the ones that are completely fake. Sometimes they're the ones that are partly true. Thank you for watching.